Hi, my name is Shazlin. I'll be showing you my Django project called Moraloid project. So I'll just open my project through Visual Studio Code. So here there's a README which states my project name, application name, the admin account, the Visual Code interpreter path, and also the codes to run and activate my code. Just ensure that the Visual Code interpreter path is Python 3.12.6, and also for the terminal is in command prompt. So firstly, I have not activated my virtual environment. I'll just activate it right now. Next, I have to install the Django REST framework as well, even though it's already been installed, just for safety. No, just to be sure. Yeah. So the next one is I'll head on to my project, which is CD Moraloid project. And then next, I'll run the server using this. So from here, I can just head on to this link here and it will bring you to my homepage. Yes, which is Moraloid Events API. So it will show here, welcome to the Moraloid Events API. It will also display what Moraloid refers to and what we can do with the RESTful API, and also where I've taken the data set from. Here I've shown you 6 API endpoints with the environment details at the bottom. And for this, for the first API endpoint is a get, which is also a class-based view, and it retrieves a list of all collection events. So if I click here, and maybe I search for Afghanistan, and maybe in 1973. So it will show you here, country of Afghanistan and event date for the year of 1993. And it will auto search because of the search filter function. Next, if I want to go back, I can just click on Moraloid Events API, or there's also another function here that takes me back to the home page. Yes, so it's back to home. Next, API endpoint is a get, which is a function-based view and it returns events filtered by country using a query parameter. So if I click this, it will show you all the data from Malaysia. And if I'd like, I can change this to Singapore. And if I'm not wrong, it will show you the two data set. One is the actual data set, one is the one I've added in. So if I want to go back, I can just click on this. Next API endpoint is a get. It's also a function-based view, which returns all events from the specified year. So if I click this link, it will show you 2020, which doesn't have any data set. But if I change it to 2010, it will show you all of the data sets from 2010. Then if I like to click next, I have also another get, which is a function-based view which retrieves events within a preset bounding box. The latitude is within 35 to 45, longitude is between 70 to 90. So if I click this, it will show you that the decimal latitude is within the range and the decimal longitude is within this range here above 70 to 90. Next, I have a post API endpoint, which is a function-based view. In a Django form, it displays a form to add a new collection event. Submitting this form creates a new record in the database. So if I click this, and maybe I click an event ID of this number, maybe another name, I'll just put my name again, country, locality, still Singapore, event date, maybe today's date, And decimal latitude, maybe just 1, decimal longitude, number 3, and I add event. It will show here event added successfully. And just to check if it's added successfully, you can go back to Marloin Events API, click on this, the first API link, and you can click on Singapore, and it will show you all 3 here, which is have both of my names here, and this is the one that we've just added in, this one here. Oops, sorry. So if I go back to home, then next will be, this is back to the home page. Then if I would like to delete, my last API endpoint is delete, which is function-based view in a Django form. It deletes a specific event by its ID through a form. So if I click this link, event ID, so this is the one that these two in the data table, it has shown the two records that I've added into the database, and then it's how the user can reference which ID to delete. So I can delete maybe the first ID that I've created, which is this, and it will just delete event, and the data table will be auto refreshed, and the data will not be in the table and in the database anymore. So here it shows event with ID 13456 deleted successfully. If I would like to delete the last, the second one that I've created again, maybe this one here, it has also been deleted or from the database. If I go back to home, and I would also like to share with you one more thing, which is share an event. So if I click here, the first API event, every event that is listed has a share button at the corner. So if I click here, you can share the event, which it will share from the event ID. Here maybe I'll type in my email address, and if I send, it will show here email sent successfully. And how do we check it is if we go back to the Visual Studio Code, it shows here that in the console that I've also sent the email successfully. Yes. And if when we go back to the home page, here for this share event, you can back to events, and it will go back to this Moraloid collection events.